Hi there and welcome to my podcast, Confessions of a Gratitude Junkie. I am your host, Yenny, and this is my show, and I will share snippets here of my life in no particular order. Some stories might be funny, some sad, and something in between. And I will also occasionally have other people on to share how they navigate through life in search of everyday glimmer to create a better tomorrow with using gratitude. You can also find every episode here on your favorite podcast platform, and when you're there, I would be over the moon if you could hit that subscribe button and maybe leave us a review. And you can also find this show on my website, Yenny's Happy Biz, which is YENNYHAPPYBIZ.com. That's it. Let's start. So I have a confession to make. I am very addicted to creating podcasts. I actually have done, this is my fourth podcast, and I love listening to podcasts as well. And also another one is that I am pretty crap at practicing gratitude. That's why I have to constantly do it and remind myself and how good it is for me to do it. And so I just wanted to start this first episode with a little bit about how I started. And in all the other episodes, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about my life and some things that's happened and some gratitude I found in certain situations. And they'll be around 10 minutes long, so not too long. And I will also have some people, as mentioned, I will have some people on that I really like and they can share their stories as well. So I started podcasting about 8 to 9 years ago in 2015. I did it because I wanted to, first of all, I separated and it was my choice, but also with that came a lot of guilt and like, have I done the right thing? How can I move on? And I got quite depressed as well. And the anxiety was through the roof and everything that comes with, separation and divorce, I guess. At the time, I was going to talk to some therapists and all that, but I also thought, how about I start interviewing other people that's been through ups and downs in their life and connect with them and get inspired from them. So I thought I started a podcast. So I got a microphone and started to learn on YouTube how to do it pretty much. And my first podcast I called Everyday Light Warriors, and it's no longer on any of the platforms, but it was a podcast where I interviewed people from all walks of life, people that had miscarriages or people that lost an arm or a leg or that's been through divorce or been through addictions and all that kind of stuff, and also how they went through and turned their life around or how they found little light or glimmer of hopes in the journey. And I can only say like that was the best therapy for me to actually connect with other people. And it was quite amazing because it was a very healing time for me. And I learned a lot and I also learned how to podcast, which was great. And that I ended up teaching podcasting too. So in the end, so another podcast that I did was called Noosa Stories. And I interviewed a lot of people, business people, mainly in the Noosa area on the Sunshine Coast in Australia, where I live, a beautiful place where I ended up 20 years later. I'm actually originally from Sweden, but yeah, I always wanted, I don't know, I had this craving of finding another place, and I felt like when I landed in Noosa, after traveling around a little bit, I found this is my soul space, and I will talk about that in another episodes. Finding your home, finding your soul space, and that one is actually on Spotify. If you look that one up, it's called Noosa Stories, Noosa Stories, and on Spotify, iTunes, and all that. And another one I did just a couple of years ago, I am it's called Ascension Talk with Yenny, and it's all about healing, about aliens, UFOs, and that kind of stuff, which is another part of my world. And so you can have a check that one out if you want. So people that I met through like in my podcast, in my journey, they really fascinated me. And through this kind of became like a butterfly effect kind of. One lady I interviewed, she gave me a 1-year yoga membership, which was amazing. So that made my body heal a lot. I started to practice yin yoga, where you kind of lay a lot and you stretch and let fluid come in and all that. And that kind of made me start running, and all these little things that happens when you do you take little actions in your life. I was just fascinated by the drive and the positivism regarding of what happened in the life. So, this is going to be a short episode, but I just wanted to share with you how gratitude practice and self-care and all that has impacted me in a positive way, because something I've done, everything I do is little by little. And so first, so doing this, it has also led me to open, I got a website called Yenny's Happy Biz, YENNY shappybiz.com, where I sell planners and journals to organize your life, and digital stickers as well. You can use them on tablets. So I have an iPad, and I have made a couple of gratitude journals, and I really like to be able to do that on a device, because there I can make vision boards and to manifest a little bit faster than just cut and paste. I do like the traditional way as well. And so here are a couple of things that how it impacts my life. And I think a lot of people of you listening, you can probably agree with a couple of things as well, but this is just how I feel. So every morning I wake up, I have something to look forward to every morning. So I do my journal, I just write a really simple thing. If you don't have a digital journal yourself or a journal, you can just use pen and paper and just write down 3, or do this in the morning or at night, 3 to 5 things you're grateful for. Just leave it. Do that, done. And you can do drawings and put in photos and all that as well if you want. But I wouldn't spend more than 10 minutes every day doing this. And also one more thing is that although things go pear shapes, I say always it have managed, or it kind of given me the possibility to see a little glimmer in the darkness every day, and also it turns lighter. Also, resentment I've had towards me and others, it kind of eventually just evaporate and disappear, because when I move towards inside on myself, when I work on myself, that just automatically disappear. I have more patience with myself, my kids, and also annoying people around me, and also talk about people. The more I practice, the more I also have started to avoid people who I don't feel a good fit in my life, and they eventually also magically just disappear. And more positive people come in to my life, that, and that creates more opportunities and more happiness and more laughter. And also I listen more now to my intuition and follow my heart in all aspects of my life. And, and that means I'm making decisions about work, connecting with people and much more. And I also have, believe it or not, but I've become a better listener, not only to listen to other people, but also listen to myself and my own needs. And I think if you focus on yourself, you can actually focus outwards as well. And I always been a very good sleeper, but practicing gratitude, has made me sleep much better as well. And and also one thing that I found very interesting, the more you go inwards, I guess you would call it, I have more coincidences happening to me. Something that happened like a couple of weeks ago, this happens to me all the time now, and I accidentally dial someone from my mobile phone, from my address book, although my phone was locked. And this person I haven't spoken to for like 10 years. She was still in my address book, but we had such a wonderful connection again, a reconnection. And it only affirmed to me and like how important gratitude is, because we started with that conversation and she started to manifest all these amazing things in her life, like the past year, once she started to practice gratitude. So that was also like a confirmation how important it is. She actually won a car like a month back, which is amazing. She started with a meat tray, then she won something else, and then she won a car. She's like, oh my God, Yenny, this really works. I can't believe it. And so that was amazing. And also I found things on the ground, or I found once I found like a silver angel wing. It belonged to a necklace on the ground, because I was walking around like, please, universe, tell me, like, am I on the right track? And all of a sudden, poof, this like little angel wing was on the ground, and I picked it up. I still have it at home. And that was like a pivotal thing in my life that, happened. And also, don't get me started on the angel numbers, 1111, 555, all that kind of stuff. But that's another episode. I think I would have someone on, a friend, to talk about that. I also have made small, all these small changes, they have really improved my life. And the more I practice, the healthier I become as well. And also, I have started to create better eating habits, and all of a sudden I found a place. It was like a month off at the gym, and by talking to someone that it led me to like, oh God, I might go to that gym and have a look. And that's there's spinning classes there. I really like that. And so I started to train again, and I've started to clean out my closet and found things from my past. I also cleaned a lot of things out. And I think also the more things you clean out, the more you can receive. I have a friend that's an expert in that, so I was going to also have her on the show. And also, at last, I started to clean out and go through all my financials, and I finally started to take 100% responsibility of my life. It's really hard to have a look at all those numbers and all that, and now I feel so much more balanced. I paid off stuff, and and more things have come into my life, which is amazing. And also I have started to make vision boards, and it's so much. That's why I started to create all these journals and planners, because then I can create digital vision boards, and I think it goes faster with the manifestation as well, and it's a lot of fun. You just take a screenshot and put it in there, and I'm just doing that to manifest a better life, and doing this has given me more a clear picture of what I want and what I do not want. And I believe like a manifesting thing is also to say yes and say no at things as well. That's also an action you can do. And also, it's really good to have something in front of me, something to visualize, and it makes me connect, and also it connects me with the emotion and the feeling. And once you have that, if there's something you want, a healthier body or, a better apartment or whatever, and you visualize and connect the feeling with your heart, how it would feel having that, I do believe that it goes so much faster, and then you can more walk on the straight line kind of thing, and you can start to take actions. And okay, another one thing, big thing, is I have started to mind my own business. Like every day there's a big practice, just mind my own business and walk on my own path. The more I do, the better I feel and the stronger I get. And the more I mind my own business and I get stronger, the more I can help others as well. It makes sense. It's like I was laughing the other day because I was at spinning class, when you're on the bicycle and you have someone there like shouting up and down and go forward and all that, and I really like it. It's really good, and it's good on my knees. But I just a parallel or like a thing, minding your business, because I was like on my bicycle, I was like sweating, and then I started to look at someone else next to me, what the speed they had, and all of a sudden I almost fell off the bicycle. and that was like a good reminder for me to just stay on my own bicycle. That is pretty much mind my own business. The more I do, the better I get as well. So I think that's is kind of it was a reminder. Because no one can ride my bicycle, or I can't ride anyone else's. So, why bother, And but the best part, the more I work, with this gratitude practice, the more I practice gratitude, the more I live in the present. And really, I've realized that's all I can do. The past is past. Today is a gift, as they say. And even if I plan for tomorrow, I can't control the outcome. I can plan and see what happens, but I can't control it, so I have to let go. So that's pretty much it. And I just had a look at the meaning of gratitude. We all know that, the quality of being thankful, but also like the readiness to show appreciation for and to return kindness. And that means for others, but also for yourself, because it all starts with you. So there are more stories to come and from my life that I wanted to share, and what I have learned. And as I mentioned before, I have other people on the show. And soon to come, I have a story about, I once went to Portugal and there was an apartment that exploded. And I never woke up. They were knocking on my door. So and also I also have a story about a bicycle I had when I was around 17, and my cousin, I lent it out to my cousin, and someone stole it from her, and it just appeared like a year later. So things like that happens to me all the time in life. And so anyway, so if you're listening to this show on a podcast app or my YouTube channel, which is at Yenny's Happy Biz, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And I just want to thank you for listening, and I see you next time. Thank you.